I am going to do a quick comparison between these two phones. So this one is the ZTE Z Max Pro, and this one is the Samsung Galaxy J3 Prime. This one is a much newer one, but I just wanted to do a compare for who's upgrading or who just wants to know. So these two phones side by side, very different phones. This one is a 6-inch phone, and this one is a 5-inch phone. So it has a full inch of difference. And the interesting thing is that the phone itself, the entire form factor, almost fits inside the display of the Z Max Pro. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is which one is better for you and which one is better for the average consumer. So here are my opinions. This one, I would rather go with the big ones because of the bigger display and just the overall benefits it has with the bigger display, especially because I watch a lot of YouTube and just a lot of videos in general. Here are the main things you need to know about these two phones. They have very similar specifications. They both have 720p display, and they both have a really low-end processor that isn't really suitable for really high-end games, and they have 1.5 gigabytes RAM, both of them. So they have pretty similar specs. They're side by side, although the camera on this one is a lot better with 13 megapixel camera. Although the Samsung Galaxy J3 Prime has a much faster speedy camera, I've noticed. So it really depends on what you would prefer and what type of person you are, basically. I'm going to start with the Z Max Pro and just the overall design of it. So the best feature of this phone is the fingerprint scanner. It's pretty fast, and I am enjoying the fingerprint scanner. And then it has a camera, obviously LED flash, and then it actually has, like, I think this is metal. It's got to be aluminum buttons, and just a plastic trim around with a soft touch back. Reminds me of the Nexus 6, but this one is super small, 5.5-inch display. It has this plastic, hard plastic, and this is a soft touch plastic. It's less slippery than this one, and it's way easier to hold, especially in the smaller size form factor. And I guess this one's overall looks better in the front than this one. And this one just looks okay. It looks like an average one, but this one the Samsung definitely looks better. So in look-wise, I'll go with Samsung. But then again, I like the bigger display better, so I'll still choose this one if I'm only depending on the display. Now let's actually talk about the actual display. So this display actually has a 720p display. It is an AMOLED, and it actually is pretty good, and it doesn't get as bright, but the colors are more, I have to say, it's more flat than the J3 Prime, and it feels more like a screen. It feels more natural to me. I don't know if it's just the background wallpaper, but it feels definitely more natural to me. On the other hand, the Samsung looks, I guess, more pleasant in my eyes, but is super unnatural. It looks super artificial, but it gets way brighter than the Z Max Pro. So these are both in full brightness. You can definitely tell the overexposures on the J3 Prime, which means most likely means that it has a brighter display. And even with my eyes, I can tell that this one has a brighter display. And just a little rundown of the speed. I would have to say I want to give the speed to the J3 Prime, but they are like almost the same. I think this one is a little bit worse with speed and a little bit more laggy when doing simple games like Clash Royale or Clash of Clans or just Instagram, Facebook. And if you have a lot of tabs open or if you have a lot of recent apps, it's crazy. It's like crazy. So those are the things that I don't like. And another thing I don't like about the Z Max Pro is these software buttons. They are hardware, but they're like not clicky. You can't click on it. This one, it actually has an actual home button. This one's just a touch home button. I did not like that. Anyways, let's just talk about the speed really quickly. So I found that the J3 Prime was a little bit quicker and a little bit more speedier and a little bit more fluent in just an overall usage. It might be because it has a smaller display, it has to think less about the display power, so that might have an effect, but I found this overall to be a little bit more speedy. So if you just want an overall efficient phone, then go with this one. If you care about the display, go with this one. Now let's just see really quickly how fast the apps launch. So for example, I have both of the recent apps clear. So it'll be a fair run and Chrome. Oh, oops. Going to run Chrome. 3, 2, 1. So Galaxy opens up a bit faster. And then let's open up Play Store. 3, 2, 1. So Galaxy runs much more fast. Now this may be due to the software. This one has Android 6.0 Marshmallow. This one has Nougat 7.0. So that might have a difference. I like this software way better than the ZTE software, which is like the ZTE's user interface on top of Android 6.0, and they try to make it as much as matching as the stock Android, but I do not like these transparent looks, and I just don't like the overall look and the animation. While Samsung, the Galaxy J3 Prime, has a really nice animation, and I just like the overall icons better. It looks more clean, although it looks more natural. So the cameras on these two phones I have already mentioned. This one has a better camera, although this one's way faster in launching and just shooting at the same time. So this one actually doesn't have any special things like double tap to open up camera. The ZTE doesn't have that. But if we just open up the camera, we can see the Samsung comes out right away. So let's turn that off. And let's turn this off. So let's talk about battery and just the overall usage. So the battery, I have to go with the Samsung J3 Prime because it lasted me through the day much more. I usually get back home at around 25% on the J3 Prime, while maybe 10-15% when I get back home. But then again, I am a really heavy user. I take a lot of photos, I do a lot of games, and I take a lot of notes too. I just do a lot of stuff. Although I'm probably more of a ZTE, a bigger display guy, because I do more like the note task. Again, I do a lot of that, and I do a lot of internet web surfing. So I would definitely go with this one. So if I had to choose one, I would go with this one. If I had a friend who just wants a really inexpensive phone that can take really good take decent photos, and open up just an overall really fast, he doesn't want a big phone, then definitely this one. If someone wants a more video player or a more utility based, more browsing, more Instagram, Facebook, those things, then Z Max Pro. So yeah, that was the comparison between these two phones, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please hit that subscribe button if you did, and please like the video, and thanks for watching.